What's up, everybody? It's me, your friendly neighborhood mod goblin. All right, the bare bones for the revamp is ready. I want to talk you through how you should play the game. All right, first thing we're going to do is we're going to load a map. Stuff inside the maps button is acting up. Steam Cloud has been very inconsistent, so I can't tell if it's a cloud issue or a TTS API change. So I recommend you go to one of the cool map packs and oh, my maps are blitz maps, aren't they? Is that true? If you load from a data disk, should all work. Everything should still work fine. So I recommend you do that for now. That's step number one. Step number two, what you're going to want to do a little bit different. Options, grid, show lines. Instead, don't link these together. And what you want to do is you want to have your Y be every 3. This will let you do deployments because I don't have deployments all the way working yet. Okay, then pop open your list, import it like normal. If you're brand new to TTS, don't worry, all of this stuff will get easier and more automatic like you're used to seeing on streams. But short term, this is how we got to get by until I have time to do more work. All right. You can pop open your battle deck here. All of the battle deck cards are here. We'll just load up a couple real quick as an example. All right, so let's say come back, cunning deployment. We'll say those are the 2 advantages we end up with. You'll have to sort of stack these yourselves and then shuffle them and kind of do it on the table like you would in real life. Sorry about that. We'll say we end up with marked targets and bunker assault and these 2. All right, so you can now come over here, slot these in. They will attach. You can only do 1 advantage at a time. You'll have to learn to share and take turns, whatever. And then we can hit each of these. This will give us 8 VPs for marked targets. For your primaries, your POIs will be in there. The new POIs have a range button, and they have a silhouette. So there you go. Very nice. You can, of course, go up here to options, grid, and turn your snaps on, line snaps to place these. But you're like, wait, I only have 1 card here. Where do I put them? Don't worry. There'll be a card in the additional objects that now get spawned in the deployment slot. And so then we can look here and we can then turn on our snaps. Snap to lines. And we can say 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, Houston, we have a problem. I'll talk you through that then as well, because this is going to be a recurring theme. the frequency of stuff being in the way is going to be a thing. All right, so you'll have to imagine the deployment zone is extended for now. This is kind of an annoying problem to have to solve. You can go up here to the line tool, top left, if you want. If you got to be cute about it, and then you can do some of these, do some of this. Use WASD to fly your camera over if you need to. If you need to, there you go. Line tool, nice and easy. All right. In the case of this sort of thing, let's turn our grid off real quick because we don't want snapping to occur. Your prefab shelter here's in the way. Go to move under gizmo, then you can click on this guy and then just grab the little axes here, and I would try to move them minimally, of course. I really wish the rules should be very specific about this so that players can do it themselves and a judge doesn't have to be involved in high-level play. I'm soapboxing here for a minute. Stick with me. Because the number of possible positions is quite high. It's kind of wacky. All right, so now we've got all those in the right positions. We can turn our grid off and our snapping off. Then I would lock all of these. Oh, that guy might be flipped. If the buttons aren't showing up, it's probably because he's flipped, and then I would lock all these. The POIs are also tintable. So if you want to tint these, you know, if you have like destroy the base POIs that you need to put down, you can tint them to be a different color, whatever. All right, so there you go. That's all cool. And then for advantages, of course, these will also spawn what you need. So tokens to mark whatever wacky state you're in, and then move this guy out of the way and plug the other one in, and then hit that button, and it'll get you your 3 dodges that you need. So take turns here. Eventually, I will get a cool new little place to plug stuff in, and we'll automate turn 0 stuff like we did before, but that's kind of a project. So for now, you've got your 2-inch POI tokens and everything else. And let's talk about cohesion. So the cohesion bubbles have all been updated. If you're new, you want to go up here to options, game keys, and make sure you set your range and cohesion bubbles. This will dramatically increase your pace of play. So range is the same. I will go back in here and add a half range at some point. Because right now you can only cohesion bubble from a unit leader. Can't cohesion bubble from these guys, but there are cases where you need to measure half range from a specific dude. We'll get there. But a note about this. So cohesion previously, this bubble would show you the entire speed 1 move plus a base. So you knew you just had to place all of your units within that bubble, and then they were in cohesion. The cohesion bubble now is basically just half range. So because cohesion is at half range, you can cohere your guys legally where their little tippy toes are just grazing this bubble. Okay. So there you go. That's kind of everything you need to know. You can sort of do a semi-manual turn 0, but then get all the tokens and stuff you need. The POIs work. The deployments are close, but I don't have any of the half zone stuff. You can go up here to the grid and change your Y size to 3, and then you'll have more vertical bands so that you can easily. I just eyeball this or draw lines if you're compelled to draw lines. I think some of these have like half of a band here, so you could go to 3x3 if you really need to. The deployments will make that like pretty easy to then manage and then, you know, do whatever you got to do extra. I think that's everything for now. This will go into beta shortly. I will. I got to update the welcome message with slightly more detail, and then upload a cool new logo to the store. The old stable, as I mentioned in chat and in the change notes for stable, old stable will remain as is. So if you want to play old rules, old stable is the way to go. For now, the old skirmish cards and the old blitz cards are still here. New skirmish cards will be coming eventually. I may blitzify the other objectives because they cut that down to just 3 of each type, which feels kind of dumb because then it doesn't matter what's in your deck and what's in my deck. We have identical cards, you see. Seems silly. So I may work on that at some point. Blitzify the objectives and other stuff. But nobody plays skirmish anyway. And they still think it should be 500 points, but it should be 800 because we've played Blitz and we know better. All right. Anyway, there you go. You should be all set. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the comments. Feel free to put them in the TLD TTS chat. Enjoy.